Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do a bit of a plan with me, and this is more of a compilation of a few different plan with me's over the course of the week, and I thought it would be nice to kind of show you what I do each day, and you know, it's a bit different each day. So for example, the first day we're going to use some stickers out of this 1.61 soft goods leather folder, and then I thought we might also use this, I think it's just a metal dip pen from Barnes & Noble. I found it in the move. And then we're working in the Chic Sparrow Waypoint Open Road. I really love this. I got this for 2020, and then we're working in the Midori MD One Day One Page. So you can see here that not every day some days I just do pen. This day I had a bit more time, so I used their pencils actually. I'm going to show you here. I created this kind of little portable pencil palette, and so I really enjoy having this handy, and it's just a few colors that are really nice together, and I just enjoy having that there. And so the thing that I like about this Midori MD One Day One Page is it's got room for me for planning. I can do a little bit of journaling. I can do a little bit, of something creative in there as well. And the thing that we're going to talk about a little bit more in this video is, I have other like junk journals that kind of is more of a journaling, photos, and I can put like other things in there. But I also kind of want this to be a little bit of a snapshot of the year and what I was doing and where I was creatively. So, obviously I like to keep these slim, so it's more of a planner, and I don't want to embellish it that much, but I do kind of want to add some of the things that I was interested in, that I was working on. And so like one of my favorite things right now is the gold ink and the dip pen. So I'm thinking that I might actually use the dip pen to write some of the day in here. Now I don't do that very often, really at all in my planner, but last year I basically just used the one pen and a few extra kind of markers and the Wink of Stella, actually what I'm doing now. But I didn't really over embellish it at all. But this year I thought it would just be nice to add a few things in here and there to kind of join like what I'm talking about with the planning with what I'm actually doing. So there's kind of a visual element that you can see of the planning. So here I'm just using the number stencil off Amazon and the Wink of Stella, and I really enjoy doing this because it leaves a really subtle sparkle on the page and it doesn't take up any space in the planner, so it keeps the pages very thin and streamlined, but you still get to use the brush pen and the sparkle, and it's really nice. And I enjoy doing some things where you just don't have to overthink it, like the stencil's there for you, so you could use any kind of you can get some really decorative stencils and you could actually back the page with them to make a really subtle, pretty background, and then, more like a watermark or something, and then you can write over the top of that as well. So at this point I'm struggling to write. I'm not sure if that's the angle or what, but you can see why they usually tell you to have kind of a spare sheet of paper and just do a few practice runs before you start writing with a dip pen. Anyway, so I'm just using the Braw's nib holder off Amazon and the gold nibs off Jet Pens. So I really like this combination, And then that's the Winsor & Newton Gold drawing ink, which I do have a link to all these products on my blog on the sidebar. It just says like my favorite products or something like that. And so this is one part of the planning where even if I'm not using the, gold pen, I do it all in a similar way. And, I like to write the dates and everything, creatively on the page. And then right here, I'm just showing you, I think I'm going to use the Unipin fine liner, or the, graphite, or the, I think I go with the Stedler light grey here. So it's a super light pen. You can sort of go over it again to make it a little bit darker, but I just enjoy it sometimes. I like it on this page because it's not overtaking the stickers. They're sort of the main focus of the page, and I really love all these, so I wanted those to, to really be the focus. Okay, so we have moved on to the next day, and it's pretty much more of the same. I'm still using the same pen and just going down and sort of putting my to-do list for that day. And this is the thing that I really enjoy doing, just for a few minutes every night before the next day, so I don't always, embellish the pages. Like I think the next couple of days you'll see this is just a pencil, and I am just creating really basic lists of things that I need to get done. So the other thing that I like to do is come back at night before I do the next day's planning, and just do a little bit of a couple of sentences of kind of a journal entry, and sometimes I do it up the side like this, and that just helps me to remember kind of a little bit more about the day, if it's something that I want to enlarge on and put into my junk journal, or if I just want to, capture sort of a sentiment for that day. So what I'm doing here is I have this extra petal that I'm using, that I had made, and I'm thinking about putting it in the planner. So I am tossing up whether or not I should use it in my junk journal and kind of embellish one of the pages in there, or whether I should put it in the planner. And the reason I end up putting it in the planner, like I said in the beginning, I like to have a little bit of a visual on some of the things creatively that I was doing. So for example, at one point, say someone was going through the planner, they really couldn't, visually understand what I keep talking about, like I'm making these journals and blah, blah, blah. So I think it's nice to have like this little bit of, something visual that they can see with that. And then also, when, just this tiny little sort of petal that I've made, when it goes on this really blank page, which is just basically, a blank page and pen, it makes the petal seem really luxurious. And I'm just kind of showing you here the journals that I put them in. And, when you see the journals, it kind of looks like a part of the journal, and everything in the journal is so extra, so it kind of all becomes very natural to that journal. But when you put this silk petal on the blank page, it all of a sudden becomes like really ultra luxurious. So I wanted to kind of just put that in there, and so that's a remembrance of the hard work that I was putting in for those, and just to kind of show, if anyone was flipping through here, they could kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about when I am putting down all these to-dos. I'm also showing you here so you can see the pen through the pages. So I'm just kind of showing you that these pages are, you will get some shadowing from the page before, and I'm always pretty careful about the pens that I use. I don't like to use pens that are going to bleed through, and I try and be, cautious with my ink. And so again here I've just had this little snippet of a paper that I was working on with the junk journals, and I've just put that in there, and again, they look very natural in the junk journals, but on the blank page it looks really extra and pretty luxe. So I really have enjoyed sort of doing that in this, and that's a bit of a different step up from me from the way I was using the daily moleskin planner last year. I was just pretty much using pen and marker, and that's it, a couple of photos, but really nothing else. And so I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep doing this or not, but I do enjoy having it here. And then you can see that I just used that brush marker and made some basically thick bold stripes across the page, which I really enjoy. The other thing I like to do when I am sitting down to plan is I always like to flip back a couple of pages and forward a couple of pages and see if there's anything that I haven't done for a while that I'd like to put in there, or if there's anything coming up and I think, I want to do that for that page, so I'm going to just do something really simple on this page. And if I do have a couple of extra minutes, like here I'm using the liquid chrome, and I'm using these stickers so I had a few left over from, I think, Colourpop Studio, and I really love these stickers, and so a couple of them are blank, and I'm just using one of those here, but on the other side of the page they've got a really nice foiling to them. I think I show you here, you can see it's kind of indented, but I really enjoy those stickers, and so I had a couple left and I just put a couple in on that page, and then I used the liquid chrome, and obviously it's bled through and I knew that it would, but I just wanted to kind of use it. So but what I was saying is I like to prep a couple of pages as well if I have time, so I'll just write the dates when I feel like it, for however long I want to do that. And so before I go, I just wanted to walk you through these two new journals that are in the shop. I really love these. I have enjoyed designing them, and I've used a lot of similar elements like the silver thread there to bind them. I like to create the same kind of look, the really sleek, gorgeous look. And I've used some handmade Victorian lace on the front from the 1860s to the 1890s, so it's really, really gorgeous and really nice quality. And I'm just kind of showing you here the colors. So the one on, so these are two of the journals that I've made. They'd probably be, I'd say they're my two favorites that are in the shop at the minute. I really, really love them. And they are in the blush and the rose quartz color. And I'm just showing you the colors against the two on the desk here, and just kind of how, so also how the other two have like more silk ruffles and just more. But these two are, so the one here, this is the sandstone color compared to the blush. So they're a fairly similar color, but the sandstone just is a little bit more warm. It's got a little bit more beige in it. And again, the all the lace pieces, and then these are the two rose quartz. So these are the same, but you get the different lace on the front. Like for example, this is French beaded lace, and it's $1,500 a meter. And I've just basically cut into it and used those motifs on the front. And the other thing that I wanted to say is that once these are gone, they're going to be gone. I don't know that I'm going to be remaking any more journals like this, so that's just something to keep in mind. They have been such a labor of love, and they're really, really special. Even at the discounted prices, I'm basically only making $50 a journal, so it's real, and it's been like a couple of months of work, so it's not a lot for me. Like, but let me just also sidetrack here. You can see the difference between the lighter one and the darker one. So the sandstone has the darker one, and the rose quartz has a lighter one on the front. And these actually came from Greece, so I'm not sure where they originated from, but they're almost like the French broderie. They're really nice. You get the alphabet embroidery and things like that, but they're really gorgeous. So anyway, and then I'm going to kind of walk you through. So on the front cover here, I have done a little like window, and you can put a pocket behind that or anything. And when you open the flap, there's a whole like booklet in the front flap, and you can watch the other video for more of like a slow flip through, but I'm just gonna walk you quickly through here. And so all through the journal, there's little bits of linen, bits of silk, bits of lace. Here you can see, like, this is Italian tulle, or maybe it's English tulle, but it's really soft, beautiful tulle. So it's not like, you know, the craft kind of tulle that you'd get at Michael's or Joann's. It's what they would use for luxe wedding dresses. And then I've put the silk petals and everything on there. So all the papers in here are either handmade or hand sourced. They're really special papers. And I've done some stamping in the pixie dust colour. And I wanted to create this little double pocket. I like to do a little bit of hand sewing in the journal, and so I did that there. It turned out really beautifully on the flap there. I've got little wools and silk yarns in there for you to use to sew things yourself. In the center there is a dark floral envelope that I created, and then there's all these flips on pearlescent paper. We have some printed French manuscript that's from like the 1870s, so it's not the original, just because I'm worried about putting in original pages if I can't clean them. Like all of the laces that I soak them and I clean them, you know, and I'm not sure about putting in papers that are old near the good fabrics and things, so I want to preserve that for you. So but they've come out really beautifully. I've edged them and, you know, created all that. So it's a really, really gorgeous design. And I just wanted to say as well, thank you if you're watching, for the two of you who got the A6 journals, and the comments that you left were so lovely, and the reviews. So it was something I wasn't expecting either time, and then the reviews came through and it just really made my day. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for that. you know, I've put everything into these, but I'm never sure how they'll be received. So I'm really, really grateful that you love them as well. And let's see. So yeah, so what I'm saying is once these are gone out of the shop, they're gone. I don't think I'll ever be remaking them. However, there are a couple of other colours that I just want to get out of my system. So I'm not going to be making 10 of them, but maybe, you know, 2 or 3. And that's like, I think the next ones are going to be kind of a lilac lavender grey colour. Then we'll have like mint green and then some powder blue and maybe, you know, a full kind of eclectic pastel. And then I think I'm going to move it in a bit of a less rigorous and sort of more affordable direction. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that once they're gone from the shop, they're gone. There are a few more coming in a few different colorways, which are really, they're going to be really gorgeous as well. And let's see. Yeah, so, and there are exciting things coming for this year as well. So one of the reasons why I wanted to mention as well that I have the 1 to 2 weeks shipping period is that once you place the order, I do like to just add a few extra little bits and pieces through the journal for you. So that's why that's there. And I am just kind of going to leave you with this little flip, and I will see you guys in my next video next week. The other thing is I have been watching quite a few knitting podcasts, so I don't know if you have seen these on YouTube or if you watch any, if you have any recommendations, but they started to come up over Christmas. I guess a lot of the knitters were doing Vlogmas, and yeah, I really enjoy it, and like they're all knitting socks and sweaters, and my mum actually knits these pockets to go in the journals. I crochet, I don't really knit, but I'm really into it, and I've been watching all the you know, the gorgeous yarns that they're using and the projects that they're doing. So I'm intrigued, and I am kind of thinking about, you know, learning how to knit. So that's just a kind of a side note, a bit of a different tangent there. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video next week. Bye.